If you're constantly clicking around, minimizing windows, and losing focus on your Mac, I hate to tell you, but you're doing it wrong. Let me show you this setup that has honestly saved me so much time and so many headaches and has turned my Mac into a smooth and focused workspace that keeps me in my deep workflow. And stick around until the end for my bonus tip that is hands down the fastest way to turn on Do Not Disturb with only one move. So here in my office with my MacBook connected to a monitor is where I spend hours upon hours doing work. So it was really important to me that this setup accomplished two main things. One, that it reduced any clutter and distractions, and two, that it made it as easy as possible to work by limiting any of the clicks or some of that friction to getting anything done. The easiest and best way to do this, in my opinion, is to use different spaces or different virtual desktops for the different tasks and apps you use together. So let me go into mission control to show you what I mean. And to get into mission control, you would swipe up on your trackpad with 3 fingers or press F3 on your keyboard. At the very top here, you'll see I have 5 different desktops. And if you hover your cursor, it'll open up to actually show you what's on each desktop. I'm going to click into desktop 2. This is actually what I consider my main desktop. So when I'm doing anything on Safari, Chrome, watching YouTube videos, anything like that, I'm actually doing from this desktop 2 as my home base. And the reason for that is I'm spending so much time in here. What I often want to see quickly and at a glance is my calendar and my email. So I can quickly do that just by swiping once to desktop 1. I have my calendar, my personal email, and my work email, and then again quickly swipe with 3 fingers on the trackpad to get back to desktop 2. So I try to group apps together that I need to see together or that I use together on these different desktops. Then if I were to swipe with 3 fingers on my trackpad again to desktop 3, this is my main deep work desktop. So where I'm doing video editing, any photo editing, I usually reserve for desktop 3. If I swipe once more to desktop 4, this is my main planning desktop. I usually keep it to Apple Notes on one side and then my Notion on the other side. So Apple Notes, I'll write all my scripts, outlines, just any research notes there, and then all my planning and trackers and things like that. My main database is basically within Notion on the right-hand side. Then my very last desktop, I go visit the least, and that's just music. So when I need to find a good playlist or something to keep me engaged when I'm working, I can just quickly get to music on desktop 5. I find this the easiest to just quickly get between different workspaces without having to search for an app, open an app, resize a window. I just keep them in their homes, in their different spaces, and move around with the swipe of my hand on the trackpad between all of them. And so to set up these desktops or to create a new one, you would just basically swipe up to get back into mission control. If you move your cursor to the top right of the screen, you'll see a plus. You can click on that to create a new desktop, and then you can even move it around where it makes sense for you. And then same thing to close a desktop. If you just select it and hover over it, you'll see an X pop up. You can click that and get rid of it. Now, if you want, you can also open an app into full screen. So for example, if I hovered over Safari here, the green dot, I could just click on it to open full screen. And then if I go back into mission control, you'll see it's open Safari in its own desktop, and it's actually named the desktop Safari. And again, you can move it around and do the normal things with it. So I personally don't full screen the apps and just leave them in their respective desktops, but I will resize and tile the windows if I need to. And so the app I use to do that is still the Rectangle app. It is a free app, and I know Apple finally released their own version of window tiling with the latest Mac OS, but I just do not find it as good. It doesn't beat rectangle for me at all. Rectangle's way better with keyboard shortcuts, so I can quickly use keyboard shortcuts to move windows wherever I want. And also with Apple, if I were to move an app, it leaves this weird border around, which I just find looks weird. So I much rather use rectangle to actually get it to the full width of the page. The next thing I've done to take this setup a step further, because I'm always using the same apps, or almost always using the same apps in the same desktop, I assign the app to a specific desktop. So for example, if you go down to the dock, if I were to right click on Safari and go to options, you'll see lower down assigned to this desktop. So anytime I want to open a Safari window, it'll bring it to this desktop. Even, for example, if I'm in Final Cut Pro and I want to open a new window, it brings it over to desktop 2 because that is where Safari is assigned. You can override this. So if I wanted to use this Safari window, let's say with my notes, I could just drag it into desktop 4. So I have gone through and assigned all of these main apps to their respective desktops that same way. However, any of the, let's call them support apps I use, like my password manager or ChatGPT even, I might want to use those on any of these desktops, so I don't assign those. Now, there are also a few settings I highly recommend to make this setup as clutter-free as possible. The first one is a better way to save your screenshots. When you take a screenshot, and I'm going to do this quickly by hitting Command-Shift-3, if I were to take a bunch of screenshots, they all end up on my desktop. And although this could be convenient, it's not the best because it looks messy and it's unorganized. If you're working in an app, your screenshot gets hidden behind whatever you're working on. So what I recommend, the better way to do this is to have your screenshots save somewhere else. And you would do this by hitting Command-Shift-5 and go down to Options. At the top here, instead of having your screenshots save to desktop, I personally have them save to my downloads folder. So that way, whenever I go to take a screenshot, it automatically saves down in my downloads. Really easy, whatever I'm doing, access it and bring it in to where I need it. Now, next up, I am a huge fan of widgets. I just find they're a great way to see information quickly and easily at a glance. And so I do have a lot of widgets on my desktop, on my home screen. However, when I'm in a desktop where the app is almost full screen here, it blocks the widgets and I can't see them. So instead of having to go over and minimize the app or moving the window just to be able to see the information, what you can do is set up hot corners so that if I were to move my mouse into the top right corner, it clears the app, shows my desktop, I can see the information, and then if I put my mouse back up in the top right, it goes back to normal with the app in full view. So to set them up, you would go over to System Settings and over to Desktop and Dock, then scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see a button for hot corners. If you press on this, you can customize what each hot corner would do. So you have 4. Basically, the 4 corners of your desktop you can set to do various things. I have the top right, as I showed, to show the desktop, but you can make it a whole bunch of other options here. I would just be very careful with what you choose because you can very easily accidentally trigger them. Top right for me is pretty safe. I don't usually put my mouse all the way up there, but for example, if I'm going to the bottom right because I want to see my dock and access the trash or my downloads folder, I can inadvertently trigger my bottom right hot corner. You can just press to require the Command key before moving your cursor. While we're here in Desktop and Dock, I also recommend you toggle on minimize windows into application icon. That way, if you do minimize a window, it will put it right back into the app instead of moving it over to the right here. Then also toggling on automatically hide and show the dock so that the dock isn't constantly at the bottom. Only when you need it, you move your cursor down and it shows up. That way it's less distracting. You're not seeing any notification badges or anything like that constantly at the bottom of your screen. And also to open apps, instead of even having to go to the dock, the fastest way is just to use Spotlight. So if I do Command Spacebar to bring up Spotlight, I can type in Chrome, click enter, and it'll open Chrome like that instead of having to use my mouse to go all the way down to the dock and do it manually. And so speaking of gestures and keyboard shortcuts, when working with different desktops like this, these are the ones you need to know, where you don't have to think, they just become second nature and they don't break you out of your focus or your flow. So 2 I've already mentioned. To get in and out of mission control, you can use 3 fingers to swipe up on your trackpad or press F3 on your keyboard. But another one I like to use a lot is to hold the control button and use your arrows to just cycle through the different desktops. I find this is a really easy one when your hands are already on your keyboard. Another keyboard shortcut you can use to get to any open app very quickly is to hold Command and press Tab, and then keep pressing Tab to go forward through all your open apps, or hold Command Shift and Tab to go back. Once you find the app you're looking for, you take your hands off the keyboard and it'll immediately bring you to that app. It takes a lot of practice, but using keyboard shortcuts will make your life so much easier and faster and just save you so much time. So start practicing, even if you have to write yourself a little cheat sheet of all the different commands you want to learn. Find the ones that'll make the biggest difference for you and your workflow and start practicing and start learning them. And your bonus tip for today, when you need to turn on Do Not Disturb as fast as possible, just hit F6 on your keyboard. We'll turn on Do Not Disturb. You'll see the moon show up in your menu bar to know it's on, and you can just press F6 again to turn it off. Let me know if you liked today's video by giving it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or any suggestions for future videos. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel because it really does make a difference. So that's it. Have a great day. Bye.